All right,
There we
so
go.
this is Dr. Kevin Bethel. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the ketogenic diet and in a general sense for diabetes, but also for the cancer. So we have our cells basically have three fuel sources. We have carbohydrates, so all those starchy foods. I'll put in smaller brackets. Those are any starchy foods. So those are grains, any even potatoes and things like that, right? And then you have proteins, and then you have fats. Now, interestingly, alcohol can be used to burn energy, and alcohol, structurally sort of is halfway fat and halfway carbohydrate.
Right.
But the body treats it as sugar.
Right.
Alcohol?
Yeah, alcohol. So it basically converts it into sugar and processes it as sugar. So alcohol, it's off over here, but it basically comes in through carbohydrates. So these carbohydrates can go through any number of chemical processes in the mitochondria, and to a certain extent in the cytoplasm of the cell to generate energy. And so carbohydrates break down initially with the diet and digestion. They break down into simple sugars. All right. Proteins break down into simple amino acids. Your aminos, and fats break down into simple fatty acids. Right. So the sugars get fed into glycolysis in cancer cells in particular. And initially, the cancer cell can't use amino acids, but there are amino acids most of them, not all of them, but most of the amino acids can actually, through a process of gluconeogenesis, the making of new sugar, can be converted into sugar.
Really?
Glucose.
Okay.
Right? So it's really the fats, the cancer cells, so these fatty acids then get converted into ketones, and it's the ketones that the cells, our healthy cells of the body, can use as a fuel source, right? And,
Just the healthy cells.
and
It's not feeding the cancer.
Right, because if we're eating a so-called healthy, balanced diet, and it depends on if you follow who's recommendation. If you follow the standard U.S. recommendation, they suggest that more than half of your calories need to come from carbohydrates, protein, and they put fats in last.
Yeah.
Whereas we want to flip that pyramid around completely.
Yeah.
The majority of your calories,
Okay.
if they come from fats, you'll get the ketones, some protein. So basically the protein content stays about the same. It's the carbs that you want to reduce. So you basically want to replace carbohydrates with healthy fats.
Okay.
So there's lots of good healthy fats and oils, and some of them are not things that for some reason people have an idea as being bad, like real butter. You want to stay away from margarines and soy oil and
vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil, yeah. So you want to eat the healthy olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, the nuts oils like almond oil and other things like that. Sesame
Cook
seed
with
oil.
those, yes.
Yeah, let's cook with them, eat with them. So, like for example, this morning for breakfast I had 2 cups of tea, but I put a big heaping tablespoon of butter in there.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
And then a little bit of milk.
And it sustains you.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like food.
Over the holidays, I just said, I'm going to allow myself to eat things, breads, cakes, and candies or whatever. Not so much, but a little bit. I'm gonna allow myself to have a little bit of things, especially when you go over to someone's house and don't want to make a big deal about things. But for me personally, I said, I've been on a ketogenic diet for so long. I want to bring myself out of ketosis for about a month or so, and then go back into it. So we decided, everyone in the house, because my wife and kids and everyone does it, and everything. My son was a teenager, he was fine. Of course, over the holidays, eating the way he has, breakout in acne, he put on 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Just like that. I said, so, we go back, so that it's a lesson to learn,
Okay.
So.
So you think the keto is more effective with cancer, keto diet, than like a plant-based diet?
Well, the ketogenic and plant-based diet is not necessarily mutually exclusive,
Right.
because most of the oils I just mentioned were basically
Included.
plant-based, but except for the butter, right?
Yeah.
You know, so if you're getting most of your calories from avocado oil, and coconut oil, and coconut flour, and all these sort of things that you'll be introduced to. You know, lots of recipes and stuff. There's some web resources and for videos as well as books to read and everything. And some of the important books. I think you got the book to read on the Tripping Over the Truth, or did I? No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, Tripping Over the Truth by Dr. Christopherson. He's not a medical doctor. He's a PhD doctor, a pharmacist that worked for Pfizer of all things for years. He was a consultant there, but he also sort of became a journalist. And anyway, he wrote his personal journey with discovering the truth about metabolism, and he called it Tripping Over the Truth, the metabolic theory of cancer, where he interviewed a whole bunch of doctors that are at the forefront. One of the main ones is Dr. Thomas Seyfried at Boston University.
I think we saw him on video.
Yeah. Thomas Seyfried, and also Dr. Eric Westman, Dr. Eric Westman. So a good book is Keto Clarity. Dr. Joseph Mercola, Fat for Fuel. So Fat for Fuel would be a good one to read because it applies whether it's to cancer or to athletes or to...
and we're talking about healthy fats, not like fatty meats, and because I think people get it mixed up.
Yeah.
You know, with the keto diet when they're just slathering bacon on cheese and.
Yeah. Well, you're allowed to have some of those things, but some people go way overboard, right? They go, "Oh, I'm allowed to have bacon, well, that's all I'm going to eat." Well, but I can tell you, if I told someone that that's all you're allowed to eat, after a while, after a day or two, you'll be sick. I don't want another piece of bacon if I have to. Right? You see, so it's all relative. You know, sometimes people do go overboard, but generally speaking, once they start to feel better, so that's the whole purpose of that book called Keto Clarity.
I learned a lot right there. Carbs and proteins can turn into sugar.
That's and alcohol.
And alcohol. Yes. And so that's a big.
So alcohol sort of feeds in right here too.
Right. So that's definitely
feeds in over here.
Change all that
right
up,
into the sugar sort of comes in right over here.
Right.
So.
Now, what about like a fruit? Is there a point that you can add that back in? Because obviously fruits have got to be good for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of micronutrients. So what I do to get those without getting the sugar in it is I take like a product like Juice Plus, which isn't mentioned here. Juice Plus, any freeze-dried juice. So they've extracted the sugar out of it, and you've got all the micronutrients. Just freeze-dried juice concentrates. So. Juice Plus has been around forever.
Really?
And I mean, since I was in training in Houston. And anyway, it's a very, very interesting story behind the company that put this out. This company, I forget the name of it right offhand, but the original company, the parent company for Juice Plus, they were a company that did like Consumer Reports product testing for not just nutritionals, for all kinds of things, for, flame retardant pajamas and washing machines and all these things that you see, these Consumer Report ratings and stuff. Anyway, they did that. But their scientists, being super analytical and evidence-based in its truest sense, went through everything, and they looking at prevention of disease and stuff. Like I say, you can read about it on their website and stuff. They basically, years ago, we're talking 30 years ago, they realized that, wait a minute, these macronutrients that are in the fruits and vegetables are what we need, but we don't need the sugar.
Right.
So we need to find a way to get these macronutrients and micronutrients without the sugar. So, here's the simple thing, freeze-dry the concentrate after the sugar's been removed. And so they came up with Juice Plus.
Wow.
And they've expanded the product line a little bit to include children's gummies and things like that. But the Juice Plus is a good way to do it.
All right.
But
so what's Dr. Bethel? What's your? Because all the research I've been doing
in general is good. Yeah, just juicing in general.
Juicing, with mostly green and very little, right?
Carrots, celery.
Yeah, juicing is very good.
Okay.
So the proponent, not to cut you off, but just to mention, so the proponent for juicing was Dr. Gershon.
Yeah, I've researched all that too.
And he got results,
Yeah.
but basically from the same line of thinking
Hmm.
yeah. So his story is incredible, also.
Yeah, I've tried to kind of incorporate that with other things I've been doing, the coffee colonics
And the Budwig, so Dr. Budwig.
yes, I've
She
seen
was,
those. Yeah,
she was famous, and she got results because her diet she basically
it's more like keto, right?
it is that's exactly
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
It ends up being keto because but her rationale for behind it was actually interesting. I find these things fascinating because you think, all right, it got results, but her rationale being in her background in biochemistry and stuff, she noticed that one of the other things about cancer cells is their cell membrane changes. And there's a lot of changes in the cell membrane. So she thought, well, if we can restore the cancer cells and make them have a healthy cell membrane, they'll fit together. Remember the first drawing I did with how they fit together properly? That has to do with the cell membrane holding the correct shape for the cell. So her idea was, let's put in healthy oils, which make up the cell membrane, these lipopolysaccharides, and restore the cell membrane function of the body. And then what happens with that is that the cells will no longer behave as being cancer cells. So her rationale was a little bit different, but in the end, I think she was partially right, but in the end, she was actually converting people to a ketogenic diet. She had people just do very simple, either yogurt or cottage cheese mixed with oil.
Flaxseed oil.
Flaxseed oil,
Or another oil.
Right, and if you eat that all day long,
Or their type of cheese that they.
different cheeses, different type of cheeses mixed with oils, and then you can add other things to flavor it, like nuts and things like that, and different berries, blueberries and things like
Pumpkin
that.
seeds.
Yeah. So fascinating that she got such good results, but in the end, I think she was basically doing what we were talking about here, just getting people off of the sugar and the carbohydrates, switching to a diet that's mainly more dependent on getting your energy from fats, because the cancers can't use ketones to generate energy. Like I say, cancer can use
Only sugars.
They'll gobble up the sugar immediately.
Yeah.
And turn that into new cancer cells.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of work for them to get the sugar from amino acids, but they can.
Yeah.
So there's this keto adaptation that happens.
So you want it to almost be like what, 70% fats? Like what percentage?
When you read,
okay,
like Dr. Thomas Seyfried's book or listen to his lectures, but you don't go there straight away. You sort of adapt your way.
Right.
Okay.
The stomach, your intestine, all that oil, it's not used to digesting it, not used to absorbing it, so it can cause a little.
Well, and I had my gallbladder taken out last year, but I've never had any issues when I eat healthy fats, though.
Yeah.
With
that's what I'm saying.
digesting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's really incredible.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that.
That's where I was always split, because when I do my research, there's this form of, and then there was the plant-based form of thinking where they've gotten results too.
Yeah.
Is that because they're making their body very alkaline? But
Well, there's a little bit of that too.
Okay.
But there's also one of the things that happens. So when the cancer cells utilize sugar to produce energy, it produces a lot of acid.
yes, yes, it does.
Lactic
Yes.
acid.
So this would normally make you, like if you were to do the keto diet, does it make your system more alkaline?
Well, the ketones, because the ketones are technically considered, a lot of them are actually considered to be an acid.
Okay.
So that's why they call it keto. Well, ketosis is different than ketoacidosis.
Yeah.
So it's two different things, and most doctors confuse them.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Ketosis is just your body is actually a neutral pH. There's no acidosis.
Okay.
All right. But there is this thing called ketoacidosis, which is different.
Yes.
That happens to diabetics.
Diabetics, yeah.
Yeah, but not when they go on a ketogenic diet. It happens because of
The sugars.
well, insulin resistance,
Yeah.
right? Too much sugar producing the acid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they're not getting proper control of their diabetes.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
That makes
Which could be
sense.
going on with you.
That makes sense because well, after we started juicing and the cleansing, coffee cleansing, and taking like vitamin D supplements, I wasn't lethargic anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wasn't lethargic.
Although he does have like a
Well, we went to what happened was we went vacation last summer or last year, and we both came back with something, and
my mole started growing, and then he
Yeah.
had like it was something like a boil on his back that he's still kind of
it
dealing
was
with.
like it was like and my back was perfectly fine, but I need to scan. There was a severe irritation.
Cyst or something.
And I used black salve
Yeah.
on me. I haven't, and we used it on him too. It
Well,
was
the
very
back being the
painful.
most sensitive part of your body.
Oh.
I didn't take that into consideration because when you put that little bit on there.
Do you
and
know
it
about the
starts-
black salve?
Oh,
Yeah, I have
yeah.
some.
Oh, you have some?
Yeah, I have.
I mean,
Yeah,
I do
this
use it sometimes in conjunction. This is liquid nitrogen, but I do
Oh,
keep
wow.
a little bit in my little kit.
yeah.
You know,
Okay.
That's the one I have.
Yeah,
Is
that's what
that
we
black
have.
at Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will use it, usually in combination. So if I have a mole, I'll freeze it off and sometimes put a little bit of the
Okay.
the bloodroot salve on there
Yeah.
after the freezing. It just helps us sometimes to prevent from having to do a second freeze.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
It's like, it took care of the spot that was irritated, and opening it up, and it pulled
It
it
will
out.
do that.
It did the S-scar, like,
Yeah.
and it's done it on me
And
a
then
number of
It
places.
kind of that
but-
after that healed, it kind of creeped up the top and started again.
Another one.
Yeah, another one. So and it's kind of like a ring around it. And,
It's still there or it went away? It's
Oh, it's still there. It moves.
I'll
from-
look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Look
okay.
at it and see. I thought it was a resolved issue.
Well, oh no, it's like it kind of went upward, and so I'm like, oh,
Moved. Yeah, migrated. Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
it's almost like alive.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's
Well, where were you on vacation? If it was something really exotic.
the Outer Banks.
Oh,
No.
no, okay. You weren't in Africa and you didn't get a Kala Azar or
But
something.
that's
Yeah,
funny 'cause
yeah,
it,
no.
it didn't.
One of these worms that penetrates.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh! No.